Okay, I'm live. I have to write this down. So I'm going to begin in a few minutes. I'm trying to gather my thoughts. Although I'm prepared, I'm also unprepared. I have a bunch of equations in which I had shown yesterday that I did not complete. I also want to talk about any number, all the numbers, but I want to talk, I'm talking with number 29 is one of the subjects I want to talk about, number 29. Another thing I want to talk about, just want to finish this piece here. So let me see. Just give me a minute. It's a little disturbing. Just give me a minute. Yeah, I just wanted to see what was going on. Just give me a minute. I'm going to start soon. Some new people moved into the building and they're extremely loud. When they go down the stairs, they're like always jumping on the stairs, you know. Just give me a minute. We'll begin in a minute. How you doing? Be there in a minute. Trying to see if I can see. Notice there's two pens in here. The question is, if there was a pole, would it be the same? Would it be the same? I'm just going to use this golf ball, right here. So if we were talking about different directions, just trying to see if I can. Whoop! I just lost that one on the floor. Lost that one on the floor. Oh. And we're going to have this one over here like that, right? So what are the 6 directions, right? You can actually see 4 directions, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 and 6 directions. But we're also missing, I didn't drill the hole, that there should be a direction here, 1. In between these 2, there'll be a direction down here, 1. And in between this 2, there'll be a direction down here, 2. And in between, there'll be a direction down here, 3. And then we do up here 4 more. So there's 4 up here, 4 over here is 8, 12, 13, and 14. If we're talking about pool and we're talking about number 15, is it over here? The 15th area? So this is just one thing that I wanted to do. The next thing is, the question is, can this be interchangeable? That this runs at the pole one time, and then can we use this one to run at the pole? Or how about if each one was valued at 500? So we'd have this one running at the pole 500, this one running at the pole 500. So now we've had this pole. And what about the upside down? You see, we have that pole there and that pole here, right? So we almost have like Napoleon, North America pole E-N, starting with Napoleon, starting with N-A and finishing with N-A, Opoleon. So I'm just trying to think what is inside of that. I believe that so far through my work, and just another thing is that when we take this, what is actually happening over here? How is this going to set itself? So if it sets itself this way, all of a sudden, what we went from 90 degrees, 180 degrees perpendicular is now sitting in this formation. So I'm not sure what the mathematics are within this. And the other thing is can I set another pole straight over here? Now, if I set another pole over here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's where I end up with 8. And that would be my center pole, right? But in here, all we end up with is 6. Now, if I would put this one straight through, it would block all these other ones. So there would only be a passage from above to below through this element over here. When you use the dice cube, okay, I might have to drill some more holes to show you. You see, we have a 1 dot center here and a 1 dot center here and a 1 dot center here. It's ironic, okay, that the dots that are not there are 642. 642, and half of that is 3, 2, 1, ABC. So how would I do that? I'm just trying to see how I would be doing that, or would I be I'm just looking. Is Earth actually spinning this way? Right? And is one of these higher than the other? Should one be here? Right? Should one be, how should it be? Should it be here or should it be here? Or does this one do this? Does this one here do this? Zzz, zzz. 3 positions for each one. So if it's 3 positions for each one, 3, 6, 9, 12. And this one, how many positions? It's because it keeps moving, the tilt or the axis of the Earth. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, I've been having trouble with my eyes lately. Okay, sorry. MaxiPad is my oldest brother. Having to do with earlier response, laugh out loud. Yes, like Pollyanna. U equals it too. I'm not really sure I understand, but poly, I've heard of that before, and polish. But let's take off the ly. We use the ly with fleur de lis or lit, and we use lit as or a bed when you sound it in French, not ly but lit, the IT system number 29. So when ly comes together, it's the 12th and the 25th letter equaling to 37, which is the creation of, I like to say creation of the gate when 3 and 7 come together. I don't like that I'm getting very messy from what came out of that ball. A lot of plastic stuff. We never talked about Sudoku. Venus 81, and every single Sudoku board is 81. And every single row, let me see if I can do this properly without the light. Every single row is added up. 45, 45, 45, 45. So it's 105, 105, 105. 70. What can we do to create 105 that is 1/2 of the other, equaling to what is 2/3 and 1/3? Huh? What does that mean? What did you do? Why are you doing it? Are you a math expert? No. Logic. Just plain logic. Divide by 1, divide by 2, divide by 3, divide by 4. Simple little things. So what did I do? I don't remember. Let me try that again. The hand of God. The answer is 70 and 35, and it passes and connects in Kansas. 70 and 35 and goes down to Texas. That is the T crossing in Kansas. And they say that in Kansas, we get the tornadoes. So there's a T crossing in Kansas. It also 7, okay, and 3 and 5 is 8. So 7 and 8, that is your gateway, telling me about the connection cross where Jesus would be in Kansas. And it's just ironic that we end up on this page. Je, okay, EU, I don't know what that is in the element scale. Je means I. Well, I and you. the hand of God and saying I am, 105 is apparently known, I learned somewhere down the line in the last 20 years, to be the hand of God. Is that true? But also to note that JE, okay, JE says I am is je suis, and it's a verb to who one is. It's a verb. So God becomes a verb. The other part of the verb is j'ai, and it becomes I have. So I have and I am. I'm so happy tonight. I have and I am 105 equals to 70 and 35, which is 35 and 35 and 35 equals to 105. But 35 and 35 equals to what is 61, or 6 and 1 to equals what is 96 in rotation. This is the J and the E, je, meaning I. We also note that 15 seconds or minutes, whichever one you want, okay, of 60 equals to what is 1/4 of either of seconds and minutes to what is 60. And then 6 by 15 is 90, which is a whole. Everything is a whole in 9. There's so many things going on right now, and we create 90. This is what 4 times 90 equals to 360 to get to the circle. Why not 10? Is there a possibility that because the 10 is over here, there's something that's added to it that expands what is noted to be 90, but something about it makes it 100 because of the added 110%, which might be 111%, because I have to go ahead and take 90 times 1.11 to equal to 99.9, right? So, right, and I got to multiply it by 90 to equal to what is that? And it's fine gold. And so what is 666 is 999. King's crown. Also to note, it says 6.66. The woman is 66. Freedom is 66. This 1/3 also calculates to what is this one equaling to what is 84. Or if you go 28 over 28, which is the cycle of the moon, we get 16 and 4, or 47, which equals to time. Jesus and time, 416. If I was going to look at that hours, it'd be 256. Why do I do this, and where else does it happen? But in order to do this, look at that. Just a cube, right? Just a cube. Just Rubik's Cube. Only a calculator. I don't need to do anything else but look at this. And everything that I know is because of this. And all in regulation rules. And then there was this. The telephone with a clock on it and a lock on it. And then once you get into the telephone, right? Once you get into the telephone, look at that. You got numbers in the same order as the cube, in the same order as this calculator, as the same order in the keyboard, as in the same order as at the ATM, is it the same order when you push button your alarm system, and the same order over and over and over again? Is it telling you something? But it's man-made. Made in the image of God. Man was made in the image of God. Man was made in the image of God. Hello, we're playing a game. These are all the rules and regulations we've been taught, each and every one of us. And born in the 60s. Born in the 60s seems to be very important, because you could have been born on June 6, 1966, 6, 6, and 6. You could have also been born on June 15th, right? 6 by 15 equals to 90, 6 and 15 equals to 21. And that is the polarity of this over here. The one spirit of the 8 heaven and the sun. Why? It's opposite of 6, 1, 6, or the 16th. The 15th of June. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is on one side of the dice. Because if I'm doing this, you're not going to see the 6. And if I flip it over, right, you're going to have the 6. And the lowest one on this one is going to be the 2. So this one's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, while the other one becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what the other one becomes. And those are the realities. That's the truth. I can't change it. If I put this dice cube on my hand and I look at it right now, I'm going to see the 3. I ain't going to see the 4. When I turn this around, no matter what, you ain't going to see the 4. So right away, I'm on 17. Yes, I'm on Q17. If I was looking at the third planet, I'd be looking at Earth. I'd also be looking at Saturn, because I have the void. It's telling me that it's been cut into the void. How do we figure that out? Because there's nothing here. But yet Rubik's Cube shows me there's 9 faces. The calculator tells me there's 9 numbers in the area of the same area space of 9 areas. And now we have the dial tone and the rotary phone. So now we have to think of things that are rotary. And I'm not going to get into that. My mind, I haven't programmed myself for that right now. Half of 10. Yes, very good. Yes, absolutely. Half of 10 is 5. I like that. I also like using the word half. Have you ever heard of this? After. 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 Mafter. After. And the French also noting that the H is supposed to be silent. And after, or in French, half terre. Half meaning la moitié. Terre equaling to what is earth, telling us about the half earth. Now, is it half earth because life is V for life in French, or is it earth halves? Half earth, earth halves, halves of earth, halves pieces in part. Are we going to use the word has? A little thirsty, going to come back. Obviously, I ain't going to remember what I'm talking about. I'm not really sure what you're looking at. Oh, Paul Anna. You know, if you put Anna, also A-N-N-A, and that's ironic that because we were talking about that word, not Shakespeare. It was what's the word that starts with N-A and ends with A-I-A-N? It starts with A-N and it finished. Oh my God. What was the word? It started with A-N and it ended with I-A-N, and Indian ends with I-A-N. It was very important. I forget what we were talking about, and that there's so many things going on because the A tells me the A, I take it away from where it is and I got to move it because the A goes on top. That's where the A goes. Kingpin is the A. Kingpin is the A. The A is also related to what is the sun. It's also related to what is a value of 1, 14, and 11. A equals 1 and 14 and 11. And many, many, many other things, because noted that A is the single dot in the center. It's going to tell me different stories because it's also included in E. A is included in E. But when A is included in E, it's because it is D and A. When D and A come together, you get E. But then you can say, no, it's when A and B comes together. when A and B comes together, right, you go over to E, right? You go over to E, and when you go over to E, all you're adding on is another B because you already have these three, but now you add on these two. So there's two dimensions of looking at this reality as the same fourth where 2 comes in, B2 for Venus, but actually when it shows up in Saturn, and then it shows up again on Earth, and then it shows up again without any life. It shows up on Mars. Double Venus equals to Mars. So we have to understand all our possibilities. What am I doing? I'm bringing just all that is true, all the possibilities, all that has to be put into the program. Everything that I'm talking about, and I'm talking about all these things because the most important things is how to create the equations, how to understand what are the problems. Is that what it is? What are the problems? In order to get a greater light, we have to make see everything that I'm just trying to figure out what it is. I can't remember. Oh my God. So I'm going to get something to drink. I'm going to come back. I'm going to talk about 105 again. And now I have to go to Kansas. Very important. Kansas. And then Oz. Oz in Chaldean is number 77. I'm going to check it out right now, in fact. I'm going to go check that out. Everything that has ever been created, everything that has ever been created so far since I began studying games, I personally, as best I could, have found something in every single game. There is not one game that I have not found something. Now, no matter how small it is, even if it was a little tiny ball, it's a word ball. The name of the game, the number of players, the ages that they put in it, because we all have a personal connection to the creator, to the main source. So we're all talking about something that's already been put into the program. Plus, what is being put into the program, okay, is if it was not created primary, it was created and put into the program as a possibility. If somebody can use their imagination and create from it, there's a chance that the good Lord did not do something that we created because of the possibilities of the elements we had in order to create it. But is it possible that one creator could have created anything? No, it was a created system that we all should be creating for the greater, to where mainframe, motherboard, the main source is where we all go in energy and take from it. This is how, when I started this project, I was writing and frustrated and you know, who am I going to share it with? I have to write a book. And how am I going to write a book? I mean, how can I write a book when I haven't finished yet? So I figured, you know what? I'm going to write. As I go on, I'm going to share everything because I don't have all the answers or all the stories, and I can't think about everything. I only can think about what I do. I don't give up and I don't stop trying to continue on to know more and more, but by sharing it and by everybody that shares with me, we all learn together and we fill up. We have to create a program that we can enter this all into, and then we can talk to the program. See everything that has ever been created and how it comes back numerically, what mathematics we had to use in order to find where that number was in that word. 17 times 3 is 51. 17 times 4 is 68. So we now know the center core between 51, between the house and Mars. That's where it is right now, between the house and Mars, 51 Mars. Now, if I invert this, it now becomes 15 and 86. Now, the difference between 15 and 86 is 71. And now that's explained as the gateway. Now, the thing is it inside or is it outside? And let me show you what that is. And this is what the letter I does because of its reality, or the reality I have given it. Okay, here it is. Remember, somebody remind me. Okay, I'm going to do it right now. Since we have to remember, not to forget, that we're working with the 36 system, or let's say 360 degrees. Wow, 364 Earth system, moon, Earth moon system. 75 electric, 52 Earth, 25 jack. We plug it up to the moon. So I got to now take off, I think, 10%, or is it 20%? 10%. So I have to take off 36. So I'm going to go minus 36, 752 minus 36 equals to 726. Okay, we're in the doghouse, 140, 162. This one's 7 times 26. Now, what did I do here? I'm going to tell you that if you tell me it's on a 90-degree angle, I'm going to say to you 90-degree angle, 90-degree Fahrenheit, 90 degrees Celsius. Otherwise, I'm going to go on to say 1.5 hours, 1.5 minutes, 90 seconds. I can also use 90 as 3/4. I can also use 90 as 3/4 of 120. That when you use 3 times 120 equaling to 360, it is not what is 4 times 90 equaling to 360, to where 120 degrees inside what is the cross instead of the, okay, inside to what is the cross, okay, to where this one becomes 90 degrees of 120 equals to what is 3/4, to where 120 over 90 degrees equals to 1 1/3. If I got that right, did I get that right? 4 parts and 3 parts. So we have 4 over 3, 68. We have the house of DC. DC house Mecca. The Mecca house. Right? How can we can turn that house, right? We can turn that house. We turn these, and this is not the only one, because according to this book, right, there's got to be one here and 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 one here. And in this, they go 1 through 9 all the way. And so when you total this out, it'd be 45, 45, 45. The total of this first section, this linear section, okay, 45 is 135, 135, 135. Somehow I made a mistake. I think I said 35, 35, 35, but it's not. It's 45, 45, 45. Okay, and that is 135, 135, 135. So we're going to go to that. What is, I'm going to get back to that in a minute. Got taken off 135 times 1, 2, 1, 1 times 1, 2 times 9, right? 135, 45, 45, 45. 135 times 3 equals to 405. Halfway house passage at the blue gate. This can also be 9. All zeros can change to 9 and 6. 9 and 6, right? You can want to talk about 9 and 6. I think this is what they call the eye of the storm. What was, oh yes. Whoop. That's the way I was supposed to do it, like that. So now what we do is I have to understand that since I did that row, right, I need to multiply this by 3 because of that. So now I have to have 1215, and it just so happens, right, that these two numbers complement each other in the alphabet and create 3 and 6, like 360 degrees. This is also going to tell me about the ace sun, A1, C3, E5. Sun, 19, 1 plus 9 equals to 10, equals to 1. U, 21, equals to what is 0.3. And then N is 14, equals to 5. We have 1, 3, 5. 51 is Mars. 13 for man on the moon. The other thing I just saw here, and I didn't see it before, but I'm seeing it now. I'm thinking, first of all, 13 is the first part of teen. So since 13 is the first part of teen, that means 5 is the end. Do you follow me? The first time you say 13 is at 13. 5 is also might be in the B house, right? Or I'm trying to figure out the B house or the A house. And the reason for that is you might start A, B, C, right? But D is your first TH. It's the first in its realm. A is the first in its realm, connecting to B, creating C. Now D becomes in its own, becomes a mirror. Add these up together, equals to 10, equals to 1, A again. But when you say fourth, it's the first time you're using the TH. That's what I mean. When you come to 13, it's the first time you use teen. It just so happens that 4 and 9, right? 9 is the difference, equaling to the opposite side, not the opposite side. Which way can I say this? A 9 is the birth number. So you into the mirror, once you get into the mirror of what is C is D, you have your birth in D is 12. You have your birth in C. Sorry, you have your birth in D is 13. Your birth in C is 12. Right? It's equal to what is 9 and 3, other than what is equal to 4 and 9. And it's ironic because everything to do with man, here's your 4 and 9, your 1 and 6. When it's inverted, it's 3 and 4, 7 to the house planet. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4. This one will then reflect this one. Although this one, right? What is it? This one does not reflect that one, or does it? 4 and 9 is 13. Does 1 and 6 reflect 4 and 9? 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 is 6 and 8. Does 1 and 6 reflect 4 and 9? Well, let's try it. Let's try it. 1 times 6 equals 6. 1 plus 6 equals 7. 7 and 6 equals to 13. The same as 9 and 4 equals to what is 13. So you see it for yourself that the truth with this pen and this truth, if you go to school and you show them this, does that work out? And they're definitely going to tell you you're crazy. No, they're going to tell you yes. And to note, these two are following each other, because this number over here and this number over here will eventually come into the same number. This one's going to equal to what is 11, because it'll equal to 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 equals to 3, and 2 equals to 5. 3 times 2 equals to 6. 6 and 5 equals to 11. 1 times 5 equals to 5. 1 times 5 equals to 6. So they're both going to come into the same thing. They polarize each other. I'm going to get something to drink. Seems like it's only the two of us. I'm going to check out. Last night made an error. It didn't show up anywhere in my videos, it seemed like. Made an error. It didn't show up anywhere in my videos, it seemed like. Okay, so it's working. I have 1 million people not watching. Actually, there are 6 billion people not watching me right now. Now let me check out. I think you something or other. Let me see. Where am I? Okay, here. Okay. Yeah, I wrote 29. I wrote 29, right? I think I'm gonna share this. There's just one thing I want to do for 1 second. So just give me 1 second. I have to do something. Oh boy, how do I do this? Just give me 1 second. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to get that drink. Going to be back in a minute. Just give me a second. Meringue time. Whoops, sorry. What's it? Give me 1 minute. Shouldn't be drinking juice at night. Okay. We're back. I'm going to read this again. Okay. I'm trying to copy it, but it won't let me. Okay. I have to figure out where I was now. Right. Basically. So when I do this into here, it creates this, right? When I do this into there, when I do this into here, it creates this. When I do this into there, it creates this. So that's the actuality. This is double this, 3/4. It's also DC, which is also what is 18, or let's do 180 degrees. The reason I do this, okay, is where's the dice cube? The rule on this dice cube is when I go from 4 all the way to 3, that's a 180 degree turn. See, when I go from 4 to any other number, it's going to be a 90 degree turn, right? But once I go to 3, it's 180 degree. So now I get 180 degree and 90 degrees. So if it was 9 and 18, it'd be INR. So that's where we get 99 from. Imagine, right? We didn't even have to turn this, and we just did that. And again, this is another reality that's going on, right? What if we barred it like that? We couldn't move it. Maybe that's what barring is. If I shove a pen inside of here, I can stop it from moving. Anyways, I don't want to get into that part because the I shows up in that reality. This will equal to 270. This is 270. Now, do we add on from what is 0 as being noted to be maybe what is understood as 6, which is to be understood what is 10? The reason for that is A, B, C equals to what is that 6. When we add on the 4, it equals to that 100%, bringing me back to the beginning at 1. Is that, am I explaining that properly? This is my vision of it. I'm going to explain it again. Understanding that 6 makes the difference to what the whole is of 4. This is the house of DC, only because the mathematics will create that numeric value. That numeric value can also be noted as 75%, or 1 1/3. 1 1/3 is in the mirror house, because when you divide 4 divided by 3, it becomes 1.333 for that actuality. So whatever I'm going to do is going to show up somewhere and tell me a story. And so that's how I determine what story it is, because I'm just hopefully getting the equations correctly in order to put forth that story. And then right away, once you see 13, why is it 13 and how come it's not that? Why did we stop on 13 with all zeros? For what reason? How can I create an equation that says, well, it's not 13? It can be 13.333, or it can be 13.666, or whatever else it is. And I find that reality showing up that when I divide this by 3, I get 0.33s on all of them. This one 0.66s, and these are whole. But when I add up these two, it equals to 3, and these two, it equals to 9, and these two, it equals to 12, it equals to 3. So the adding up of these two, this one goes straight across. When I add up these two, this one goes here and all the way up here. When I add up these two, it comes all the way down here. So now I've crisscrossed these two lines, putting together maybe what is the Y letter with a 1 over here. And in this area over here, I'll end up with an X. If I use this area, it's a straight line from here to here is what I'm adding. I'm adding within the straight line, and then I'm crisscrossing here. 9, 5 over to 9, 8 over to 6. And what's ironic about that is it always seems to work out. So 9 over to 5 to where it is 8 over to 6. Games, they're absolutely perfect. Now, the thing is, I have to put, like I mentioned in another video, I have to change the numbers. Stop talking. Can you turn around for a second? Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. Come up. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. You're not looking at me. It means I'm not really talking to you. That's not your face. I want to look at me with your face. That's not your face. That's completely the complete opposite. With your face. No. Oh, here she goes. That's it. She found her spot. She found her spot, eh? What's happening tonight, eh? Hey, what's happening tonight? Ooh. Ooh. We can barely see you. You're so white. We can barely see you. You're so white. So you're going to write some stories for us? Hey, you going to write some stories for us, little girl? Okay, now I'm going to push you over a little bit so we can get the book out. Okay, so if you're looking down, I know it's upside down. So the I and the R, which is 9 and 9, it's the only ones in the alphabet that is 9 and 9. If I had to reverse something to what is I, it would be R. There is no polarity other than itself. Like if I take the polarity of what A is, A goes to the polarity through the alphabet to what is H, because the 26th letter is an 8. So is that polarity like that? But note that the 1 dot to the 8 is in the center. It is the heart of everything. So is it that golf ball that we first started with? Yes, it is. The 27th area in the center of this, right, is what everything turns around. I call it the spindle of 6 of 9. Spindle of 6 of 9. There's 9 for every face. It has 6 sides. And every one of these cubes has 6 sides. There are 26 cubes 26 areas and one area in the center, the 27th area, 2, 7, B, and G. Bill, and it is the gateway. Gateway and Bill. Why Bill? Why should I have to use that? Is it because the B letter is written with a line like that? And if I did it in the air, if I did that, is it B or is it 13? Now, if I did that, is it 12 or is it the letter R? Because I'm not writing, what is your eyes telling you what I'm doing? If I was doing sign language, what are your eyes telling you? What configuration are you? Do your senses, what do you call this? The eye. What do you call it to your senses? Right? I feel, I hear, I see. Are these your senses? Doesn't make any sense. So that's this cube. On each one of these cubes, there's a few realities that can be going on, but because there's no markings, the best I can do, being a builder, is make a cross. If I make a cross, I got 4 angles to the outside, 4 areas, 4 corners, crisscrossing to one area. So each one of these is going to be 5. So I have 45 on 6 sides is 270. Do you follow me? I will explain again. If I was a builder, I would only be allowed, I'm not allowed to guess. I'm not allowed to guess. This is what I would have to do. So now it's going to show me, right, that every time you have one of these, you cannot go into the Stargate doorway because this is a line that divides. I can go from here to here, right? And if you take a look at this, it can be a crown, it could be the expansion of light, but there's only 5 points and areas. So each one of these cubes become 5. There are 9. That's 45. A corner would be 135, equaling to the sun. Here would only be a birth. That's why it's the half-life. This would be 2 colors. The corners would be 3 colors. If every single one was 45, it'd be 3 by 45. If these were 45, it'd be 2 by 45, equaling to 90 and 135. That's the truth of that reality. Looks like there's absolutely nobody here. I'm not impressed. So what I'm going to do next, and I know Tammy just keeps coming in and out. The 1A1, I'm just trying to think where I am in this video. I have to go back and write this down, what I just said about Rubik's Cube. So Rubik's Cube, it's just there's so many pages, I'm upside down here. So let me go back to Rubik's Cube. Three-color corner. 45 value to a corner. So 45 times 3 is 135. And there's 2 color. Okay, times 45 equals to 90. So if you really take a look, this will say ace, matter and energy, Earth and Mars. It'll also be talking about the moon, the crown, core, the eyeball center, black spot, okay, is going to be right over here. I'm going to see if I can explain it to you. Yes. What happens is when you create 7 and 310 and 5 and 510, it creates the 11. You know, to make it perfect from 90, 111%, right? Also note, right? Also note, it's 111 plus, always 111 plus 1 in order to create that 100%. Also to note that the core of something, A, B, C, D equals to 10, is the center of what is around. I'm going to try and see, this is just a new vision I just got. Now A, B, C, D equals to 10, A, B, C equals to 0.6. I now have the circle. I have the core of the circle. I have I have what is 6. Why can't I have 8? I have 6, right? At the same time, since the 6 is being split 6 by 60, running of the time, 6 by 60, what happens? I didn't finish this properly yet. Just give me a second. I'm going to come back. Just give me a second. Just let me see if I can show you this. That so. I don't have it exactly the way it in order. No, that's not good. Okay, do I have that right? So no, I didn't do that properly. I didn't do that properly. So what happens here is we have one pole, right? We have one pole, and then it would absolutely be turning something like this on the one pole. So we don't count these two, but we count, look, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 and 2. There's a total of 8 here, but 2 of them are the pole. So you only count 6 of 8. Maybe the cat is supposed to be turning this, eh? What are you doing? Maybe it should be a hat for the cat. Maybe it should be your hat. Maybe it's your hat. Is it your hat? Maybe it's the way the stars go. And don't forget, I can then, once this is done, I can put this over here, and this can be spinning this way. So there's all kinds of connections that you can make, and maybe that's one of the reasons, right, for the golf ball, right? Or what is the reasons for the divot? Is it to keep us afloat? Is this the craters of the moon? I don't know. Okay, so let me see if we can continue on here, or I'm going to just end the video if nobody's here because I'm a little tired. So we spoke about that 360 degrees. We spoke about what that 6 was. Is that when you, let's say I would start at 100% and then I would run into time. So 40 parts of time is lost from creation, because it was the 6 days of creation. So you take 4, take it away from 100, you end up with 6. A, B, C. But instead of A, B, C, you end up with C, B, A. Company Birth of America. I don't know, something like that. Okay, I'm not impressed either, but they had my attention on you. Though instead of chatting, laugh out loud. I'm not really sure who is chatting If you're still here, you still here with me? Oh yeah, okay. It shows somebody is here, but then again, that might just be me. So I'm gonna go back and see if I disappeared, because I have two channels open watching myself, and I'm not sure if I can be doing that. So I'm going to close them both and see if I disappear. Do I disappear? You're still here? Okay. So we got Miss Kitty Pretty. Hey, Pretty Kitty. You think I can do some work? Hey, Miss Pretty Kitty. Hey, Miss Pretty Kitty.
All right. Oh, Miss Pretty Kitty. Can I do some work?
Okay. So let me just a little. Just give me a little bit of room, please. Just a little bit. Just a little bit, please. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of room. Look, they're watching you. Look, that's you. Look, that's you. That's you. Look up. Look up. Look. That's you. That's you. Look, don't be scared. That's you. Miss Mew. Yeah, look. Yeah. Yeah, that's you. What if I gave you this pen? What if I gave you this pen? Go get it. Okay. Okay, let's see if I can get a little bit serious. Okay, right. Okay, you just told me something. Okay, I'm not really sure. Hi, Joker. Hijk. Hi, Joker. And those are the I. Although the I is in its own voyelic family, the Y is in I, as in Y, as in directly in the question. So they're showing you the Y, okay, as that division. Okay, and now that you showed me that, I want to show you where I was going with I and R as well. Okay, I have to get some. I just have to get something in the kitchen. 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay. So at 360 degrees, with the turning of 180 and 90 degrees, we end up with this situation. And note that 99 is also Jupiter and 13. 13 is the first of its kind. It's the first time you use teen, unless you're going backwards and you're going from 19 and stopping at 13. T and H, 28. INR, 29, 28, and 56, 29, and 58. By the way, the word 2 and 3 are both those numbers. Also, the wolf. 58, I don't remember, but 85 is matrix, is actually silver matrix. When you start with S and I, or anytime you see S and I, right, when you're talking about like what is, well, automatically you're either talking about parts of the broken up Earth, and backwards it's 51, standing for Mars, almost like Earth becomes part of the Mars system in this game of alter reality, right? Almost like this. You have alter, which means all Earth, born onto AI, all Earth, and then you have I am, ages. So you have alter images through this. You can also look at stages, altered images on Earth in different stages. First, Just lovely. Just lovely. Is that what you're supposed to do? Like I got full concentration now, eh? Just keep me on the ball there, buddy. Keep me on the ball there, buddy. Eh? Eh? Take a bath today? Did you take a bath today? Come on, look into the camera. Share with the people. Okay, you got to move over. Come on, just a little bit. Just a little bit. There you go. Just beautiful. Okay, so this is what do you got to say? Let me see this over here. Right, the cat and the mouse. I got the mouse moving it right over here. Right, something like I'm trying to understand what you're talking about. I'm trying to look a little bit deeper into this, but okay, what we're going to do now, I and R, since they're polarities of each other, I'm going to go what's after I? J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, and then R. So you're going to have what is 10, and then you're going to end up at 17, right? And now when you do the opposite, starting with R and ending up with I, so you have ST and okay, all the way to H. So you start with what is 19, and you take it all the way to what is 8. This is JQ, Jack and Queen, if you want. The J and the Q letter, well, obviously they're over here, noted to also be what is AH. And here, the two of them also is what is to be AH. So what is it between I and R? It is A and H. And that is the spirit of the heavens right over here. Now, if you want to look for the polarity, we're now going to come into what is F and C coming together. 3 times 6, 3 plus 6 is what created that to start with. If you want to choose another letter, a letter of perfection, are there any other letters of perfection? I don't know. Let me see if we can choose something else. We're just going to use a letter of polarity. I'm going to choose the L. So if I chose the L for polarity, the polarity, no, I don't want to choose. Yeah, okay, I'll choose the L. No. Okay, I'll choose the L. So if I choose the L, right, the next one to go with the L is going to be the O. So it's M and boom, O. I don't even like that I wrote it so big. I gotta erase that. I gotta erase that. That took up too much space. It's not clean. It's ugly. It's ugly. It's gotta be, sorry, not ugly, out of order. Let's look at it that way. L, M, N, O. So here is your polarity, right? Now we're going to go O, and then we're going to go P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. I'm not happy that I couldn't fit it all in. O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, L. L, J, K, L, Jackal, J, K, L. So what happens in between here and here, you have what is 13 and 14, or 4 and 5. But when you have it over here, you have what is P16, 7 to what is K11. Did I get that P16 right? Hold on a second. We get we get what is, let me just do this. We get what is P16, 7 to what is K11, 2. So when we get this, when we take out the cube again, right, we see that we came into 4, 5 over here, 4 and 5, 9, to whereas the primary source from the, let me see where the last one was, to where we did over here, which was 1 and 8, 9, to 1 and 8, 9. They both came 1 and 8, 9, but when we did it over here, it became 4 and 5, 9, to what is 7 and 2, 9, to what is 12 and 15, 27, the house of bait, to what is 16, 27, inside the gateway in the house of bait. BG, win a big red sun. So if we did it to another letter, I'm just going to say, let's say we do it to G. So we do G, we're going to run G over to T because that's what it is. So now I'm going to run it in a different format. G. Then I'm going to go H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S. And this is in between. Here it is 8. And this one over here is going to be 19. So when we run it this way, this becomes 1. This is 8, 1, and 8. So this refers to the same thing as what is I and R. Then after that, we are going to go T and end up at G. So we go T, S, okay, U, V, W, X, Y, Z, A, B, C, D, E, F, whoop. And you notice in this one, my formation was actually perfect. There were exactly 12 here and 12 over here. There's always going to be 12. These are going to be the bookends. 1 and 2 and 12. 1 and 2 letters and 12. And in this one, right, we end up with 3 and 6. What created I and R, but it's not the same. Here is 1 and 8. Here we end up with 3 and 6. Inside, you follow what I'm saying? The inside of here is 7, here is 7, here is 7, here is 7. Okay, if I was working with if I was working with gematria, it would be both. It would be the pyramid points. In this one, it's 7 and 2 working together, to where this one is 6 and 3 working together. 3 with the 6 void, 6 with the 3 void. 2 with the 7 void, 5 with the 4 void. 5 with the 4 void, 2 with the 7 void. Here's your 2 and 7, here's your 5 and 4, the complete opposite. So the alphabet is working in conjunction with this cube at the same time. And it doesn't matter what letters we're going to pick. We can do it one more time. Give me a letter. Okay, ask me what you don't understand, and I'll explain it to you. If it's about the letters, choose any letter you want in the alphabet. I'm going to use, I already did T for Tammy. I already did L for Lynn. That's pretty funny that it's T and L, and I just did T and L like for no reason. I did R, and I'm R. So I'm going to do C. So if I do C, I would have to do X. So I'm going to do sex, right? D, E, F. I'm going to do G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W. Now I'm going to take it and go X and then put C. The next letter after X is Y, Z, and now we start over again. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R. Only this goes in between. It's X, Y, Z, A, B. So this one is 7, and this one is 2, while this one is 4, and this one is 5. Y. D is the 4th letter. W is the 23rd letter. 3 plus 2 equals to 5. Y is the 25th letter. 2 and 5 equals to 7. I'm going in between X and C, in between C and X. And then everything else that's relative with inside what's here and what's here. There's two sides, the inside of the ring and the outside of the ring. I'm getting a little tired. I know there was way more. I didn't even start. I wanted to start with number 29. My eyes are hurting again. I wanted to start with number 29. I was also working with, and I did this yesterday, that when the 2 is up, right, the 3 is pointed in that direction, right? But when the 1 or 6 are up, the 3 will point in the other direction. So when the 2 or 5 are up, this is what the 3 looks like. When the 6 or 1 are up, this is what it looks like. The same thing goes for number 2. When the 3 or 4 is up, the 2 will look like this. When the 1 or 6 are up, the 2 will look like this. So we have to keep remembering what's happening. What's happening? I'm getting like, oh my God, okay, I can't remember all of this. And I'm remembering it all. I just know the stories already after 20 years. There was another piece that I was showing here earlier on, or earlier on in this video, where this creates 10 and this creates 10. And when you create 10, the polarity, right, of 7 and 3 and 1 and 9, this is 10 and this is 10. So when I create 10, it all is understood of the heart is what brings all 10s together. In the star system, connect the 40, 840. 8 areas connect the 4 and crisscross over, creating 1. Did you follow that? All these connecting areas are all 10s. So when you have that 10, you're starting from the center. So now I have it twice. 55 is in the center 10 and 7 and 3. So you're going to create, what is that? And that over here through this situation, right? Or if it was 9 and 1, it would be the other way. But irregardless, what happens is it creates an I in the center of it. That's all I want to know, is it creates the I. And 55, okay, is Mars and Earth. 7 times 6, 7 plus 6 equals to what is 55, which equals to 25 and 10, equaling to what is 35. It crowns what is the electric moon, and at the same time, it becomes Q. And also, there are other numbers that will end up becoming Q. This one will be 8 and 9 equaling to 17. This one will be 10 and 7 equaling to 17. This one will be created through 64 and 16 equaling to 17. Just a different way of getting to 17 in all these manufactured ways. And then when you get to this one, this is talking about Venus, Earth. This is talking about purple, Pegasus. This is also talking, I'm just trying to remember which way I'm going to get to 88. I'm not sure if it's because it's 2 times 2, 2 plus 2 equals to 4 and 4, 8, and in which 8 times 4 is 32. 8 plus 4 is 12, equaling to what is 44. That is only what 1/2 of 8, so that doesn't work out in my scheme of things. I'm a little tired right now. I hope you understood. I'm going to try. I wish I can stay here a little bit longer. And I hope you understood that. The one other thing, I think I mentioned it already. I'm going to try to do this right now. I'm just going to show you at least one part of it. Is that one corner of this dice is going to touch 1, 2, 3. And these are some of the situations that arise when you match these 3 corners. When you have the polarity of these 3 corners, you're going to take up another page and you're going to connect with, this was 1, 2, 3, right? But what if you get this? And this happens. This is happening every single year, 365 days a year. So if that happens, you end up with 1, 2, and 4. You end up with a gateway. One, you only have one of these dots, and the other side you have two of the dots. And if you go 1, 3, and 5, you have all three of the dots. So I'm not sure what that means. I just know it's 3 dots, and I'm extremely tired. My eyes are hurting. I appreciate, Tammy, that you're here and you participate, because that's what it's all about. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, J, K. It's the high joker. C, D, the divide. You know, in A, B, C, D, E, F, G, when you take this, right, and you go to the game of pool, you know that D is breaking up. And I'm going to write that down too. So when you're playing the game of pool and you have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, if you want to replace something, right, would you not replace it with A or G? Look, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. And then when you do it that way, you're going to end up going B, C, D, E, F, G. So now you're using now you're using A, and you're using G, and you have A, and you have G, noting that the division inside of this is going to be what is D, and what is D. And now you know 2 and 6 coming together to 3 and 5 is coming together. So you're going to get what is 2 and 6 coming together equals to 8, to what is 3 and 5 coming together equals to 8, to what is 3 and 3 coming together equaling to what is 6, to what is B and B coming together equaling to what is 4. So here you have 8 and 8. Here you have what is 6 and 4. To where you have, did I get this right? Did I get this right between A and here? Did I do this right? Did I do the between this? We have these two, and then these two, and then right, and then between these two, right? We have to keep skipping over. Between here and here, we have what is 5 and 5 to what is 6 and 6. And then in this equation over here, we have to what is 3 and 3 to what is 2 and 2. So they're showing me the gateway into the sun. And then this last one over here, right, is going to repeat what this one is over here. Do you follow what's going on in this, or what happened, Tam? So we did that equation, and it just doesn't stop. Want to create that program? Let's put it out there. We need to create a program. Be nice to get something together, meet out in a conference of some sort where we can put all our minds together, create that, and let's see what it's going to tell us. Because if we can catch up with the information network, IN, right, or is it the IT system? If we can catch up our knowledge to knowing this, maybe we can send a message that, whoa, we're still far behind, although we learned that we're being deceived through language, through games, through everything that exists. We are saying yes and thank you for all the wrong reasons more often than not. We're just so happy to pay the bill when we shouldn't be as happy as we are. Just because you got the bill and you believe you owe, who tells you you owe other than what you bought? Not what is taken from you because of an alternate reason, because you were told a story, and it can't happen unless you pay the debt. So unless you know the truth, you don't know the truth. Unless you know. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. The best thing everybody can do right now is just keep sharing these videos if you think they're pertinent, if you think they will help, if you think they will benefit somebody somewhere for some reason. Just once. It is one and then one more, and just to understand just a little bit of this reality. How is it going to change for all those that believe our connectivity between us, our silent connectivity? If you believe that works, then this is what it's all about. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you.